Number 4 on Eurovision Week 3, Throwback Week, right, Joe?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's throwback.
And this was put together by a commenter who bought some shirts.
Yep.
And so he said, "Oh, you scratch our back, we'll scratch yours." He sent in a list, and we're doing it.
Yeah.
And this is from 1958. I didn't even realize Eurovision went back this far.
Yeah, I want to say 56 was the first year. That's my memory. I may be wrong.
That's wild.
This says our commenter gave a little backstory. Says this is the 3rd edition, and I do know this song, and you'll probably know it once it starts playing because
Really?
I heard it to test the audio, but it's the only thing I heard. But this song was very popular. It was a Billboard Hot 100 song for 5 non-consecutive weeks.
I thought
Interesting.
you were going to say years. 5 non-consecutive years.
And the first ever winner of Grammy Award for Song of the Year as the songwriter.
Wow.
Grammy Award. I mean, I'm confused.
Domenico.
It won Grammys.
Domenico Modugno. Nel Blu Dipinto Di Blu. Sorry.
Nailed it.
Penso che un sogno così non ritorni mai più. Mi dipingevo le mani e la faccia di blu. Poi d'improvviso venivo dal vento rapito e incominciavo a volare nel cielo infinito. Volare, oh, oh, cantare, oh, oh, nel blu dipinto di blu, felice di stare lassù. E volavo, volavo felice più in alto del sole ed ancora più su, mentre il mondo pian piano spariva lontano laggiù. Una musica dolce suonava soltanto per me. Volare, oh, cantare, nel blu dipinto di blu, felice di stare lassù. Ma tutti i sogni nell'alba svaniscono perché quando tramonta la luna li porta con sé. Ma io continuo a sognare negli occhi tuoi belli, che sono blu come un cielo trapunto di stelle. Volare, oh, cantare, oh, nel blu degli occhi tuoi blu, felice di stare qua giù, e continuo a volare felice più in alto del sole ed ancora più su, mentre il mondo pian piano scompare negli occhi tuoi blu. La tua voce è una musica dolce che suona per me. Volare, oh, cantare, oh, nel blu degli occhi tuoi blu, felice di stare qua giù. Nel blu degli occhi tuoi blu, felice di stare qua giù. Nel blu degli occhi tuoi blu, felice di stare qua giù con te.
You've heard that song before, yes?
It didn't ring a bell.
Never.
No.
Really?
No.
I want to say that song's played in every single Italian restaurant in the history of ever Italy.
Yeah, probably.
Not in the history of New York City as well, or upstate New York, or all the United States. Definitely heard that song. But
I mean, sure, I've probably heard it, but I don't recognize it.
oh well, I heard that song 1,000 million times. But one thing I started thinking while watching that was, first of all, dang, wonder what those Eurovision people would have thought about the Eurovision we just watched.
Well, the one thing I noticed is there's only two cameras. One of them on the singer, one of them on the band.
And what Eurovision is now, whoa, talk about a difference.
Well, the other thing, first of all, that's a very nice song.
Yeah.
And I like the performance. I like his little arm gestures. Oh, Lordy. Throws his arms up, both like that. And his suit gets all tight.
Oh,
the other thing I was realizing is everything you're hearing is live. And probably on like 3 microphones.
That's crazy.
You know? Like that whole orchestra is performing it live. He's singing it live, of course. And I know that the new Eurovision, the newer ones, they're still singing. But, you know, a lot of it's just a backing track.
Yeah. And they just don't
pre-recorded
have
almost everything except the lead vocal.
And modern technology.
Yeah, and like 18 different camera angles and all these lights
microphones
and it's in full color. This guy's in black and white.
I mean, yeah, I know it's so much easier to sing in color. And those, I mean, these microphones. What is a mixing board in 1958? Like, what is an audio mix board?
It probably isn't. It's probably like 3 tape machines.
Yeah.
They have a cable run into it.
That's crazy.
He's probably just recording. Like, seriously.
So
there's not computers.
So then the other thing I'm thinking is like, this is 1958. Then go back to 1956. Eurovision must have been created literally to like promote broadcast television.
I guess. Yeah, Eurovision television. It's probably named after it. Right?
It's literally got to be like one of the first things they started making for broadcast television.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Like for people to actually watch at home.
I was thinking like, why the fuck is it called Eurovision? But that would make sense because television. It's like it's Europe that you can see. You can see it on your TV.
That's right.
Vision.
And then ESC signs for Eurovision Song Contest. As it is a song contest.
Very nice.
I see. I mean, yeah, it had to have been created purely for like, all right, well, we have these things that we want people to buy and put in their houses. Let's make a TV show about.
Yeah.
Let's make a song contest TV show.
A very long advertisement.
It's been going on for 70 years. That's so funny to think about because but you got to remember that by 1956, TV was pretty new.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't have TVs.
Yeah, they're just getting started when it comes to TVs. One thing I was talking to Mom and Dad about that I thought was insane was I asked them, what's the first time you guys remember actually watching a movie in your house?
Right.
That wasn't broadcasted to you on TV. Uh-huh. And that wasn't I never thought about how that like didn't exist until like the 1980s.
Right.
Like until VHSs and Betamax.
Right.
You didn't have a tool to play it. The only thing you could do would be like film reels on a projector onto a wall, and I think most people didn't have that in their home. And if they did have it, it would just be through their own video camera onto film.
You weren't watching anything else, just
you were just watching your own stuff. Yeah, you weren't buying film. Our parents said that. To watch
a movie, you go to the movies.
Yeah, exactly. Until like the 1970s or 80s.
Yeah, it's
just so funny how recent that was.
Yeah,
like the whole phenomenon, like picking a movie out And now it's not the same anymore. Going to Blockbuster and picking on a movie, you know.
It's just Netflix.
Remember how exciting that used to be?
Hell yeah, Joe.
Now they just mainline it straight through your phone and iPad to your brain.
I know.
Just mainline content. That's what we're here for.
Hell yeah, Joe. We're the extenuation of that.
We're making the content to mainline it right to your brain.
All right. Well, that sent us down a nice little history rabbit hole. And that was a very nice song. A guy with a nice voice.
Yeah.
Cute little Italian suit and bow tie.
and then my last question was going to be, what for our commenters, how many Eurovision songs have made it to the Billboard Hot 100, which is an American Billboard?
Right. That's a very good question. So this one did.
This one did. So I want to know how many did.
Okay.
And I want to know what the last one was. Because because I feel like there might have been more flow back then, just because like who was making stuff, right? Like there's not that much competition.
Right.
And so now I want to know like when was the last one, because every Eurovision song we've listened to I've never even heard of. So
right. But we also don't listen to the Billboard Top 100.
I don't know.
It
makes its way into your brain. You're like, oh yeah, I've heard this song somehow.
All right, moving on.